Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Once again, we will be exploring true horror stories taken directly from various Reddit pages. For those who are new to the channel, I will be adding software to my voice to make it a little scarier, so don't be confused when I sound a little different. If you guys enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe, it really does help the channel grow. Without further ado, let's get started.
The Man in the Woods. So this happened when the creature known as Slender Man was becoming famous. Me and a few friends were exploring our local forest, just things kids did. We were having an amazing time building dens, climbing trees, etc. The thing is, you see, the forest supposedly had a curse. If you stayed after sunset, a creature would follow you for years to come. At the time, we didn't know this, and it was the biggest mistake of our lives. As we didn't know about this, we stayed out past sunset. A few of my friends were telling me they was hearing rustling in the nearby bushes, so me being the scaredy cat I am, I got scared. But they told me it was a joke, so me being annoyed at them, I walked off into the distance. Until I saw something. A huge person 8 or 9 feet tall wearing a suit. I stopped in my tracks and screamed. I turned around and ran as fast as I ever could, screaming for my friends to start running. They didn't run. It scares me to death to even think about this. The sight just terrifies me. A long arm came out of the figure and grabbed him. He screamed and squirmed, but we didn't know what to do, so we kept on running. This was my biggest mistake. Unfortunately, he was never seen again. Eventually, we got to the parking lot, and still being terrified, we ran down the road into the nearest neighborhood. I called my friend on my phone, but he didn't answer. We called my mom and asked her to pick me and my friends up in her car. She could see that we were frightened, and we told her what happened. The look on her face. She went home and called the police immediately. Eventually, my friends went home. After this, there were many sleepless nights and weeks of night terrors. His whereabouts is sadly still unknown. I think I was almost abducted, harmed by a possible murderer. Let me explain. I'm honestly still fucked up from what happened. It's hard for me to write about it, but I have to get it off my chest because I can't believe it was my life. I can't believe I almost died. I'm in denial, but at the same time, I'm trying to accept it. You know? I'll be adding to this story as I feel up to it. Right now, I work a full-time job, so I get tired by the end of the day. Even though I can't stop thinking about what happened, I want to write about it when I have the energy so I can let it all out and not have to think about it again. I don't have a therapist, and I need to get this off my chest because it's driving me crazy. Edit 2019. Update. I have severe PTSD from what happened. I think it's time I write about it even if no one sees it. Therapy is expensive, around $250 for a good guy, and sometimes the good ones don't accept insurance. I have moved states since the incident happened to me. I'm in California with my family now, but the possible human abduction I survived happened while I was living in Colorado. I accepted a ride from a man who claimed to be the leader of the SGI religion, Saka Gakkai International. It's Nichiren Buddhism. I used to practice it, but after almost being possibly killed, abducted by one of the guys from that religion, who claimed to be one of the district leaders in Colorado, I haven't been practicing it. I actually did some digging, and I think that the religion is a cover for human sex trafficking. The religion requires people to practice at strangers' homes and chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo with them to this scroll called the Gohonzon. This gives easy access to victims who could possibly be harmed or trafficked by perpetrators within the religion. I've been scared to talk about it online because I do not want to upset the SGI religion by talking about my experience. I'm afraid I have stumbled upon a massive, possible real-life conspiracy regarding the SGI religion. Only it's not a conspiracy because I was almost abducted myself. It began when I accepted a ride from a man who claimed to be the leader of the SGI district in Colorado. My car was broken down, and I accepted his help. but he turned out to be extremely sketchy. I'm grateful. I am even alive. Honestly, I need to just tell my story so that I can recover and move forward with my life. But I know that trying to talk about it is going to be very hard for me, so I have been putting it off. This is literally my second time signing into Reddit. The first time was to start typing this post. I can't believe over a year has passed since my original attempt to tell my story, but I suffer from some severe PTSD now. So time seems to pass on like that for me. Every day is a struggle for me mentally, because I can't believe I put myself in that situation. I blame myself for being so naive and for putting my life at risk like that, but I am grateful to be alive. I promise to finish this post within this week. If anyone is wondering what I have been up to, I've moved back in with family and I am currently taking care of my grandma as a full-time and home support caretaker. My previous job was that of a full-time makeup artist, so it was hard for me to post regularly before. I couldn't keep the job after my disturbing encounter. It shook me to my core, to the point where I know I need to see a real therapist and tell them about what happened to me, but I haven't been able to see one yet because I keep missing my doctor appointments due to anxiety. I have to keep rescheduling, and I need to see a doctor to get a referral for therapy so that my insurance covers it. Anyways, in the meantime, I looked up online therapy, and those options are pretty crappy. I think I would rather post about my traumatizing experience on Reddit over an app like BetterHelp. I looked into BetterHelp, and I don't think it will help me because my anxiety is far too severe. I need to see someone in person, but it's extremely hard for me to trust people, even professionals, after what has happened to me. Having someone I thought I could trust because they claim to be a part of the same practice religion as I, SGI Buddhism, traumatized me deeply when I put the pieces together and realized they were trying to harm me the entire time. Almost like how some Catholics have trouble believing or accepting that some of the priests and nuns would rape little boys and girls, my mind has trouble accepting that I was almost harmed myself by the same organization that I trusted. Anyways, I'm gonna have to finish posting what happened to me even though I am afraid. I would rather die saying the truth than keep my mouth shut and risk other people becoming victims like me. I'm sorry for rambling, but it's hard for me to talk about this stuff. This is what trauma looks like for me. And I'm sorry for taking so long to talk about this, but PTSD can do that sometimes.